Can I have white? I don't do color. Please, thank you. Hello. How are we this evening? Excellent. I'm so happy to be here, but I was a little saddened today. When Travis and Ian pulled me out from underneath the banquette in the front bar, I found out I blacked out through Easter. And it's one of my favorite holidays. It really is. Not because of Jesus. No. He was a bore at parties. And how you can have an unlimited supply of free wine and be a bore at a party is beyond me, but he did it somehow. No. I love Easter because not too long ago, only about 20 years ago, I exhumed my own corpses on Easter. It was wonderful. It all started when I was at a meeting, and it was lovely. The stories that night were great. And we were all outside having a coffee break and cigarettes, and my sponsor came up to me, and he said, Janet, see, it's anonymous, that's what I call myself then, Janet. He said, Janet, it's time. It's time you took step 9. And I thought to myself, and I squinted at him over my Irish coffee and said, and then I said to myself, I said, Janet, see, I was in character. I said, Janet, maybe Robert Downey Jr. is right. Maybe it's time for step 9. So I went home, and I packed bags, and I called cabs, and before I knew it, there I was, on the front steps of my family's winter palace on the banks of the Euphrates. Oh, it was so good to breathe the Babylonian air again. And so I walked in, and I hadn't been there in millennia, and I was just amazed because I could almost hear my mother's voice over the quiet susurrus of the slave labor, calling me to help with the threshing. But if I was going to make amends with my family, I was going to have to do it myself. And I knew right where they were because, well, I put them there. So I grabbed my favorite pickaxe and shovel and went down to the basement and dug them up. Now, I won't go into the details of dragging their corpses upstairs and strapping their bodies into chairs around the dining room table and calling the bath party for catering. But when we all finally sat down, it was lovely. It's the family dinner you always wanted to have because they let me talk. It was all about me. They complimented me on my new shoes, and I just kept drinking and telling them stories of where I've been for the past 2,500 years, and it was just lovely. But then my sister starts talking, and she's going on and on about how a real relationship's based on communication and the value of marriage, while her husband's sitting there next to her just stuffing his face and looking at everything in the room but her. And then my mom chimes in with the new repairs she had done on the chaise in the orgy room, which I broke, which is really just her way of calling me a fat slut cow. And then my father takes his little sip of scotch, and he says, Empress, when are you going to grow up? When are you going to accept some responsibility and take your place in the family olive oil concern? And I lost it. I was just like, you don't know me, old man. You don't understand me. I'm an artist. What do you think, I'm going to sit here and learn cuneiform? It's amazing how yelling at corpses really calms you down. So, needless to say, dinner was over. But I had done what I had come to do. So I grabbed myself a melon off the banquette, and I walked off into the desert. I find the desert is a wonderful, wonderful space to process, you know. And then I remembered an ancient Bedouin saying, women for duty, boys for pleasure, and melons for delight.
Empress.